I have another special guest coming on up. This is the co-founder of Tableland, and he will be speaking about rigs on-chain rules and relational NFT data with Tableland. Please give it up for Andrew Hill.
Hi, everybody. This is my talk. You'll see here in a second slides from Carson Farmer. Carson Farmer is smarter, funnier, and more intelligent than I am, but I'm standing in for him. So if anybody was here for the last full talk, he mentioned the business cards on chain. It's a really cool, business cards as NFTs. It's a really great, simple example of an NFT where you don't want static data, but you want data that's mutable according to some immutable rules. So an NFT that is your business card, maybe you'd want to give away to a lot of people, but as the content of that NFT might change, whether it's your email address, phone number, how people should contact you or call you, you might want to have it so you're the only person that has the ability to edit that information, and you can, and all those NFTs update. Right now, the way that NFTs are built, they're primarily locked into a static file format. So most of them are fairly lifeless. They can be updated, but it's sort of cumbersome and it's sort of expensive. So Tableland is a protocol that allows you to take data that you permission, that you create sort of the access rules on-chain, and you can then store the metadata that describes the NFTs on our validator network, which is permissionless and connected to the EVM. So it runs on Ethereum, Optimism, and Polygon right now. So we believe that this idea is really cool, and what's really amazing, a superpower of our network, is that the data actually is materialized as SQL databases. And so the validators actually can run SQL. What's amazing about this is that a table that you create in a smart contract on Ethereum can be, you can set rules that say only your NFT owner can update a specific row in that table. You could create a new project on Polygon with a new smart contract with different rules. But then you can read the data from those two smart contracts with a single join statement. So you can do really cool cross-chain data to drive applications. There's just like a world of possibilities you can do there. We're working with a lot of game developers, so you can imagine if you have a playable asset, you probably want to make it so your users, as they play it, that asset will evolve and grow capabilities, because that actually can add value back to the asset they own. To do that, you really need this mutable data. And so Tableland backs that, and you just actually write SQL. Another superpower that it has is that it actually makes it available on any chain that the Tableland protocol is available. There's a run SQL method that you can call straight from your smart contract. And if your smart contract has the access to the table it's trying to hit, it actually can run SQL against it to materialize data on the network. So it's familiar structure, SQL, with the security and access control of the EVM. And we like to call it mutable data with immutable rules. So what you really want is you want the data that actually drives what you see on OpenSea to change, but you don't want the rules about how that changes to change. And so you can create a rule, like a really simple one. You can create a rule that a row in a table can only be updated by somebody who owns 2 MeBits. Those sort of complex rules you can write into your smart contract, and then the data is in this very nice composable, reusable table format that we're all used to. One of the projects driving it is a project called Rigs. We believe that really well-crafted NFTs can actually become keystone projects even in protocols and technology projects. So Rigs is an NFT project that we're building that runs on Tableland. And that was a little preview of the Rigs art in the previous slide. And so Rigs, we actually believe, are these tools that you can use to explore the protocol and the network of Tableland. And behind the scenes, this data is actually tables in Tableland that is materialized and actually connected to contracts on Ethereum. And so these rigs actually are on OpenSea and work just like any other NFT you imagine. But you can run SQL against the network to select the data, to explore the data. And you can actually do this on our homepage. There's a little console you can play with. But what's really cool is as users in our community go through the process of onboarding to the community or contributing to the protocol or contributing to the work that we're doing or exploring new features of the network, they actually unlock these badges, and these badges live on an L2. But when they unlock the badges, they can put their primary NFT into the garage and enable the badges that they want to show on their primary NFT. So their primary NFT now is mutable. Based on what they've earned before, they can display their sort of credits in the system. and sort of accrue value to their NFT, and then we can unlock new features of the community to them, whether that's access to core engineers, whether that's access to funding or programs or trips to events, things like that. And we think that this is has some really cool use cases in games, reputation tracking in your community, in-game achievements, store anything that you consider metadata. And so anything that you would normally put behind the token URI when you're minting an NFT, you can actually drive with a table. What's really cool is the tables you create actually are themselves an NFT. So you as a developer will mint a table on the network that you, by default, have the permission to edit, but then you can change those rules on chain, so you can set up so that a row on your table, for example, can only be edited by the owner of that token ID corresponding to your contract. So really storing anything and driving some really complex new engagement and interaction with your NFTs. You can find out more about both projects at Tableland.xyz. Tableland, you'll find the link there for the /rigs, so that's the NFT built on Tableland that we're releasing to our community. And then you can find all the technology bits in docs about how to integrate this with your own smart contracts and how to use the metadata on the network. And yeah, I'll be around if you have any questions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.